cloudburst destroyed properties and killed 5 people in the Doon Valley. Roads, houses and shops were damaged while a bridge was washed away. The Tapkeshwar Mahadev temple was heavily affected with up to 2 feet of debris flooding the premises and submerging parts of the temple complex. The Tamsa river is in full spate while the Chandra Bhaga river in Rishikesh has also flooded nearly highways, stranding vehicles and prompting rescue by the SDRF team. Landslides in Pithoragarh have caused road closures and forced the postponement of the second phase of the Adi Kailash Yatra. Uttarakhand Chief Minister Pushkar Singh Dhami has assured that the district administration, SDRF and police are actively engaged in relief and rescue operations. Uttarakhand is experiencing, witnessing its most extreme monsoon since 2022. From June 1st to August 5th, 2025, the state recorded 43 days of extreme weather out of 66, the highest for this period in the past 4 years. This marks a steady year-on-year increase up from 39 days in 2024, 31 in 2023 and 22 in 2022, according to a Center for Sciences and Environment based on its India's Atlas on Weather Disasters. Scientists have issued a grave warning. If the current pace of unsustainable development continues, incidents of cloud bursts and landslides in Uttarakhand and other Himalayan states would multiply.
ये रात को बारिश तो शाम से चल रही थी, सुबह से ही चल रही थी, बट जो मेन रात को नुकसान हुआ 10 बजे के आसपास हुआ है। ये जो बादल फटे हैं 2 जगह, वो रात को 10 बजे के आसपास फटे हैं। एक बादल फटा है जी आगे जाके राइट में यहाँ पे ऊपर, और एक बादल फटा है ऊपर खाले में जो बांग खाला है उस साइड। सड़क सारी खत्म हो गई हैं और व्यवस्था नहीं है कोई आने जाने की अब, और गांव में नुकसान हुआ है। ऊपर वहाँ पे सूचना मिली है कि 4-5 लोग दब गए हैं मलबे में नीचे।
ये रात को लगभग 11 साढ़े 11 बजे 11:10 के लगभग एक आवाज आई, बहुत भयंकर आवाज धड़ाम सी। बस के बाद ये सारी मार्केट आप सामने देख रहे हैं, मार्केट थी 10-12 दुकानें, ये सामने
सारी दुकानें थी।
ये सारी दुकानें पीछे की वो साइड की दुकानें यहाँ से दिख रही हैं, आगे वहाँ पूरी उसमें चली गई। आगे मजाड़ा में 2 पुल थे, दोनों पुल बह गए और सुनने में आ रहा कि वहाँ जान माल का भी नुकसान हुआ है कुछ।
ज़्यादा बरसात के होने से पेड़ के अटकने से जो है ओवरफ्लो होने से जो है पानी सड़कों पे आ गया और इससे काफ़ी नुकसान हो गया।
Mountain soil is inherently fragile. Large-scale excavation and construction not only diminishes the soil's natural water retention capacity but also destabilizes the delicate climatic system. There has been a significant increase in local cloud formation and unusual accumulation of clouds at lower altitudes in mountainous areas. Now let us look at the reasons behind these unusual flash floods. Rampant construction in the hill is being blamed for the floods. So the issue is how widespread is the impact? Dehradun's traditional drains have been concretized. What is the solution? The Doon Valley, located between the lower Himalayas and Shivalik ranges, cover 1,741 square kilometers. Its major rivers include Asan, Bindal, Rispana, Song and Suswa. The rampant construction is damaging the Doon Valley's ecosystem. The sandy soils of Doon Valley are vulnerable to flooding. Ramps built on reclaimed floodplains collapse during monsoon unless designed with extreme caution. Doon rivers, many of them passing through the city, are under stress from sewage discharge, solid waste dumping and encroachment. The Song River watershed is also vulnerable to flash floods because of steep slopes and high stream frequency. Environmentalists recommend interventions such as afforestation, check dams, slope stabilization. So, what should the government be doing to ensure that these issues don't come up? On this issue, I am joined by Harjeet Singh, Founding Director, Satat Sampradaya Climate Foundation, Kartiki Negi, Lead Climate Impact and Science, and I am joined by Chandra Bhushan, President and CEO, iForest, International Forum for Environment, Sustainability and Technology. Let me straight away go to Mr. Bhushan first. Mr. Bhushan, Himachal Pradesh, Mandi, Kupwara, Dharali, it's there to see us. But Dehradun also comes like a big shock. It's an urban area, it's a capital, and it gets devastated in a cloudburst. Why has that happened in Dehradun? I would like to begin from Dehradun, sir.
Well, the factor that affected Dharali, many places in Himachal, like Mandi, are the same factor that has affected Dehradun. There's climatic factor of cloudburst and extreme rainfall. Then there is a risk, which is related to the kind of urbanization and construction that has happened in a sensitive ecosystem. And then there is vulnerability of the population. Dehradun is not the Dehradun of 20 years back, which was a small city. Dehradun is now a big metropolis in hilly area, and there has been rampant construction, restriction of water body, encroachment. So all the worst thing that you can think about in terms of environmental management has happened in Dehradun. Dehradun is also known for a very important case in environmental history of India, which is the limestone mining in Dehradun, which in many ways had set up the environmental jurisprudence in the country. And that Supreme Court judgment essentially was about, can you do mining in a vulnerable area? And the Supreme Court judgment was that you can't do mining in Dehradun. But the corollary was, you also cannot do mindless development in such a sensitive ecosystem, which I don't think people took that message. The combination of climate, poor urban planning in a sensitive ecosystem is the result that we are seeing today in the Himalayas.
But apart from concretization, apart from massive urban development, is it also because of the fact that our imagination of Himalayas is restricted to resource extraction?
I think our imagination of Himalaya is now about how we are imagining plains, okay? The developmental pattern in Himalaya is very similar to what is happening in Delhi and Mumbai. So our hills are trying to copy the plains. Okay? That is what the development model is. And, that copying is the reason why, we are seeing the kind of development that is happening in Himalayas. Multi-story building, 6-lane roads, concrete structure, all these are something which is suitable for plains simply because you have large areas. You don't have steep slopes, which is not the case in Himalayas. So I think the fundamental problem is not only resource extraction, but also the development model that Himalayan states are following.
Absolutely. Mr. Harjeet Singh, Founding Director, Satat Sampada Climate Foundation, your opening comments on what happened in Dehradun, sir?
Well, absolutely, we need to recognize that there are a combination of factors. So there are meteorological factors of how these cloudbursts happen, and then there's topography, and then of course the climate angle, how it's all getting intensified as warming increases, which has a clear role in intensifying these disasters and making them a lot more frequent. But we cannot ignore the fact that climate change is a threat multiplier, which means those threats already exist, which means that all the development that we are doing, which is ignoring environment, and we are doing that mindlessly in eco-sensitive zones. We are talking about Himalayas. Let me also bring in a phrase. I used to live in Andaman Nicobar Islands for 3 years post-tsunami, and you know the phrase that we were using there, and I heard from people, which is the mainland mindset. And the same mainland mindset is being applied. The same model of development is being applied in the mountains, in the coastal regions, in the islands. It's all about economy, economy, economy. And look at what all these disasters are doing to our economy now. Can we really talk about economy without putting environment at the center? Which is exactly the reason we are facing these disasters.